It was sadly announced yesterday that Kevin Sullivan, legendary pro wrestler and booker, had passed away at the age of 74 years old. Slam Wrestling notes that Sullivan's passing was announced by his friend Barry Rose. Sullivan had been fighting for his life in hospital the past few months after complications from an emergency surgery. Quote, "With the heaviest of hearts, we are devastated to have to report the passing of the legendary Kevin Sullivan," Rose wrote. "May he rest in peace and his family, friends and fans find comfort in how much he was loved," end quote. Last month, Sullivan's family announced he was in intensive care after a devastating accident that happened in May. Sullivan underwent an emergency surgery that saved his leg, but he faced severe complications including sepsis and encephalitis. A GoFundMe campaign was launched to help with Sullivan's medical expenses. It raised more than $50,000 with significant donations from the likes of Tony Khan, Jim and Stacey Cornette, Chris Jericho, Scott D'Amore, Cody Rhodes, Mick Foley, Diamond Dallas Page and more. Originally from Boston, Sullivan was a pro wrestling star from the 1970s to 1990s. He's best remembered for being an in-ring rival of the American Dream Dusty Rhodes and for the satanic Prince of Darkness character that he played. Sullivan was also a booker in Florida and for WCW. WWE posted the following tribute on their website saying, quote, "WWE is saddened to learn Kevin Sullivan has passed away at the age of 74. A unique and influential figure in sports entertainment history, Sullivan found success both in the ring and behind the scenes with his penchant for far-out ideas that push creative boundaries. As a villain, Sullivan was a major rival for the ring's most legendary heroes, including the American Dream Dusty Rhodes, the immortal Hulk Hogan, and the Road Warriors. He specialized in leading dangerous factions, which included his wicked Army of Darkness, Collegiate Bullies, the Varsity Club, and the Wild Dungeon of Doom, which introduced Big Show to the wrestling world. The one-time Taskmaster also became a creative force behind the scenes for WCW. WWE extends its condolences to Sullivan's family, friends, and fans." Now, when it comes to the tributes, of course, they were outpouring from all corners of the pro wrestling world. Kevin Sullivan, may you rest in peace. WWE posted the following on X saying, quote, "WWE is saddened to learn that Kevin Sullivan has passed away. We extend our condolences to Kevin's family, friends, and fans." All Elite Wrestling posted, quote, "AEW and the wrestling world mourn the passing of the legendary Kevin Sullivan. Our thoughts are with his family, his friends, and his fans." The National Wrestling Alliance tweeted, quote, "The National Wrestling Alliance sends its deepest condolences to the family, friends, and fans of Kevin Sullivan, a true legend in the world of professional wrestling. Kevin's impact on the industry will be remembered and celebrated for generations to come." Major League Wrestling tweeted, quote, "With heavy hearts we mourn the passing of the legendary Kevin Sullivan at the age of 74. A brilliant matchmaker, performer, and sinister conjurer of evil, the sport is forever richer for Sullivan's contributions. Thank you, Sully. It was a hell of a deal. Hashtag RIP Taskmaster." WWE CCO Paul Triple H Levesque tweeted, quote, "Kevin Sullivan had one of the most unique minds in the history of our industry, pushing creative boundaries and developing some of the most intriguing characters to step into the ring. He had an unwavering passion for what we do. My thoughts are with his family, friends, and fans." William Regal tweeted, quote, "I'm very saddened to hear of my friend Kevin Sullivan passing. My deepest condolences to Kevin's family. There'll be no blessings from me as we spoke a lot in the 90s and I knew Kevin's ideologies lay elsewhere. Rest well, my dear rogue." Eric Bischoff, who worked closely with Kevin Sullivan when Kevin Sullivan was booking WCW, said, quote, "Woke up to the news of Kevin Sullivan's passing. This one hits hard. Last time we spoke, we talked about taking a fishing trip. Kevin loved the water. Kevin was talented, loyal, and had instincts that made him a valuable partner. I will miss him. Respect always, Booker Man." WWE Hall of Famer the Nature Boy Ric Flair tweeted, quote, "I'm so saddened to hear about Kevin Sullivan's passing. Rest in peace, Kevin. You were an all-time great athlete and friend." CM Punk posted the following photo on his Instagram story showing him alongside Kevin Sullivan and Abdullah the Butcher earlier on in his career. WWE Hall of Famer Diamond Dallas Page tweeted, quote, "Just heard that Kevin Sully Sullivan has passed away. His passing really hurts my heart. I was recently talking to Ric Flair, who told me that Sully wasn't doing well and I should call him. I immediately called him and I talked about it on an interview I did with Cody Rhodes. Here's the clip of me talking about that interaction. This one hits me really hard. Sully was a huge part of my life. Yes, we had our ups and downs, but like so many of our brothers over the years, we really grew to love each other. I'm so glad I got to talk to him before he left this planet. Thanks, Ric Flair. You not believing in me initially made me better. It made me work harder, and I'm so thankful to have known you. You did so many great things, and I'm so proud to have been a part of some of them. God bless you. Love you, brother. Rest in peace. DDP. WWE Hall of Famer Jake the Snake Roberts tweeted, quote, I'm deeply saddened to learn of the passing of my friend Kevin Sullivan. What an incredible mind for the business and an even greater person. Please say a prayer for his family. WWE producer and Raw general manager Adam Pearce tweeted, quote, Godspeed Kevin Sullivan. Whether in front or behind the camera, your contributions to our industry are without question. Grateful for the times we shared, your advice and kindness. Honored to have gone into the NWA Hall of Fame together. Rest well, sir. AEW commentator Taz tweeted, quote, Man, I feel horrible just hearing about the passing of the great Kevin Sullivan, the real devil of pro wrestling. I cannot begin to tell you how much this man helped me in my career. I knew him way before ECW, where we were tag team champions, but I worked with him in KS in Japan, Bahamas, throughout the New England Indies before ECW. I've called him countless times years ago for advice, one of the greatest minds in the history of the industry. He always helped me. R.I.P. Devil. WWE Hall of Famer Bully Ray tweeted, quote, Always loved when his thick Boston accent and my rough New York accent would collide. Learn from him. R.I.P. to the devil himself, Kevin Sullivan. Missy Hyatt tweeted, quote, Many years ago, I said mean and false statements about Kevin Sullivan. I was stupid to harbour hatred towards him over Eddie Gilbert's heat with him from the 1989 WCW booking committee. Over the years, he was always professional to me. I even managed him in 2008. R.I.P. Former WWE and WCW star Mark Merrow tweeted, quote, Sad to see that Kevin Sullivan, best known for his work in WCW as both a booker and an in-ring performer, has passed away following a recent battle with serious health issues. Kevin was 74. I had the pleasure to wrestle him and work with him during the 5 years I was with WCW. R.I.P. Dutch Mantel tweeted, quote, An old photo of Kevin Sullivan and I during a match in Louisville back in the early 80s. Outside the ring, Jimmy Hart, who managed Kevin, looks on. Yes, the haze in the background was from cigarettes. Yes, smoking was still allowed inside buildings then. R.I.P. Kevin. Lexis King, of course, the son of the late Brian Pillman, who had the infamous moment on WCW saying, I respect you, Booker Man, tweeted that infamous phrase yesterday in reference to the passing of Kevin Sullivan, tweeting, quote, I respect you, Booker Man, hashtag RIP. The Cauliflower Alley Club tweeted, quote, It is with deep sadness that we announce the passing of legendary professional wrestler and ardent Cauliflower Alley Club supporter Kevin Sullivan, who has left us at the age of 74. Sincerest condolences to his family, friends, and fans the world over. Rest in peace, Kevin. Former WWE and WCW and TNA head writer Vince Russo tweeted, quote, Kevin Sullivan was an absolute genius, period. End of story. Decades ahead of his time. That's how I will always remember him. God bless his entire family. Gabe Sapolsky, the former booker of Ring of Honor, tweeted, quote, Kevin Sullivan was a huge influence on me from my early days as a fan to being a booker. Thank you, sir, R.I.P. Deepest condolences to his friends and family. Bill DeMott tweeted, quote, Waking up to the news that Kevin Sullivan has passed away. Without him taking a chance on me, there would have been no Hugh Morris. Thank you, Shorty. See you down the road. Simon Miller tweeted, quote, Really sad to hear Kevin Sullivan passed away. My first time seeing him was when he led the Dungeon of Doom in WCW, which was totally crazy as a young kid. I soon got old and learned his overall influence on wrestling in general. Thoughts with his friends and family. Former WWE referee Jimmy Corderas tweeted, quote, "Okay folks, going to lay out for a bit, just heard the terrible news Kevin Sullivan has passed away. A great talent, great mentor, and a great mind for the business. He helped so many. Sincere condolences to his family. May his memory be ever eternal. R.I.P. TNA star PCO tweeted, quote, "R.I.P. Kevin Sullivan. R.I.P. my good buddy Kevin Sullivan. I worked for Kevin when he was a booker in WCW and with him again in 2018 for MLW, and he was a big believer in the PCO character. He had a tremendous career and paved the way for so many of us. God bless you, Kevin." Former WWE superstars The Bollywood Boys tweeted, quote, "Very grateful to have shared the spotlight with Kevin Sullivan. R.I.P. AEW executive QT Marshall tweeted, quote, "I've had the pleasure of working with Kevin Sullivan at an event. I had them honor him sitting in for one of my seminars. We shared a lot of the same ideologies on wrestling. He was always a class act. Condolences to him and his family." WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan tweeted, quote, "Thinking today of Kevin Sullivan after learning of his passing. God bless him and his family." Dark Side of the Ring tweeted, quote, "Our deepest condolences to the family and loved ones of Kevin Sullivan. He was a captivating on-screen presence, gifted with a brilliant mind for the business, and always kind and generous with us when sharing his experiences and thoughts on wrestling history. R.I.P.